Hare Krishna. So somebody of you can share something what we have learned yesterday, which topics we were seeing.
Guruji, you told about hearing that hearing should be properly, and we have to make some notes to remember the points. We have to share with someone so we are able to remember more. Hearing is the most important part of all this thing. You told that hearing in association is more effective compared to the unknown hearing, and always we have to be here, either in bathroom or somewhere. Always something we have to be here. Give your own example that Sundar Shampoo told you that here in bathroom and then cutting and listening.
Very good. So what all the things we discussed in 10th chapter? What all topics?
Only hearing, expecting Lord's mercy and remembrance.
So yesterday we discussed about these three things: hearing, expecting Lord's mercy, remembrance. Expecting Lord's mercy, what we discussed?
You gave some example for that. Whenever, whatever the situation will be there, always there should be know that Krishna is behind them. And I
All
should expect
difficulties,
much.
we should expect that Krishna will protect us. We should not depend on our own skill. Okay, we should use our intelligence in serving and everything, but dependency on Krishna should never be lost. We should always remember that Krishna, we should always depend on mercy of Krishna. By mercy of Krishna only we get intelligence. How Matya Smritir Jnanam Apohunam cha. So whatever intelligence come, whatever we forget, or whatever thing we get, that is mercy of Krishna. Every moment we should pray for the mercy of Krishna. Should practice that in our life. If somebody is having very good talent, no, I'm having best of the jobs, best of the earning salary. Now why I have to depend on Krishna? Or some poor people may tell, anyway, I am not getting anything. Why I have to pray for Krishna? So this is not a good important thing. So we should always depend on mercy of Krishna. And what we discussed last thing is about remembrance. About remembrance. What we discussed. What is remembrance?
You had said that simply by remembering Krishna or Supreme Personality of Godhead, so we get all auspiciousness.
By remembering Krishna, all auspiciousness will come. That's why we should always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And remembrance means continuous relationship with Krishna. The definition, what we saw is some way or other, if someone establishes in his mind his connection, continuous relationship with Krishna, this relationship is called remembrance. Very good. So if someone remembers him either at the time of death or during his span of life, he becomes freed from all sinful reactions. So can you tell some examples where somebody remembered Krishna at the time of death? Or why at the time of death, remembrance of Krishna?
Ajamil.
Ajamil remembered Krishna. Not remembered Krishna, but he uttered the name also. It's so powerful. At the time of death is very, very important. That is the time result will be seen. Whole life, how we live, matters a lot. So remembrance of Krishna, like Parikshit Maharaj, 7 days, 7 nights, continuously hearing about the pastimes of Krishna, name, glorification of name, form, pastimes, and qualities of Krishna. The devotee relishes remembering Krishna, hearing about Krishna. Without hearing, you cannot remember. These are all subsequent. Without hearing about someone, how you can remember? You should know his glories, how glorious he is. So yesterday we all discussed. So I was giving class just before this about Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev was remembering whole, everybody was remembering Bhishma Dev at the time of his death. How he lived his life, how they respected Bhishma Dev. So if we live a life of character, people will remember us. And also remembering Krishna. Krishna was bringing obeisances to Bhishma Dev. He was playing like a ordinary person, but he was following the etiquette. So remembrance of Krishna, how the Bhishma Dev was remembering Partha Sarathi, how Krishna was anxious to protect his devotee Arjuna. He was remembering all those things. What you remember, like most, you will remember that in your life. So we should be cautious what we like. If I like bad thing, then we will remember that time the bad thing. If a boy remembers girl at the time of death, then he will become a girl. If somebody want to touch a girl, if he gets a girl body only, go on touching. So Lord will fulfill his desire. So one should one should remember good things. One should not remember bad things. Some people, forcefully get remembrance of bad things. Like previous bad habits, they come back again and again. They'll good things will not remember. They cannot remember good things. So Lord Krishna tells, that actually, after long pious activities, by the mercy of Krishna, we get remembrance. It's not remembrance of Krishna is not so easy thing. It is mercy of Vaishnavas and Supreme Lord. So remembrance of Krishna, we have to, if we see practically, there are many problems. Do we remember in the dream? Whole night we sleep for 6 hours. So one devotee was telling, in one of my friend used to keep always while sleeping, holy name sound little bit mantra. So devotees endeavor a lot to remember Krishna and not forget Krishna. One devotee, when I was working, one of my friend, he was telling how to remember Krishna in the office also. Whenever he used to get a free time, he used to write Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's a good idea. Remember Krishna. So practical tips are very, very important. While we are having very tough jobs, no time, how to remember Krishna. So if you have devotee colleagues, they are more better. When I was working, one of my friend, we both are in the same company. He used to tell Rama, then I used to type Krishna. He used to tell Govinda, then I used to type Gopala. Some, chat with devotees will make us remembrance of Krishna. If we are forgetting Krishna, devotees will remind us about Krishna in association of devotees. If you are not in association of devotees, there is no reminder. There is no reminder of remembering Krishna. For sadhakas, for pure devotees, they are always with Krishna only. They are always with Krishna. They are always remembering Krishna, continuous. There is no gap. They cannot, they are no, like a love is mad. They're always remembering Krishna. They didn't even, some boy is loving a girl. Even in the home, everywhere, they remember Krishna, they remember their girlfriend. Similarly, pure devotees love so much. Now Krishna, what dress he, now what Krishna must be doing there. They always think about Krishna. So such person is very fortunate, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always, continuously remembering Krishna. That is a goal of life. So without Shravanam, you will not get remembrance. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. स्मरण के बिना पाद सेवनम कैसे कर सकते? It is all interdependent. So Bhishma Dev, at the time of death, he was remembering Krishna, and Krishna came in front of him. He was present while he was leaving his body. How fortunate he is. When we do life of a tapasya, if we enjoy sense gratification, who will appreciate us? All, even dog will enjoy sense gratification, right? And who will appreciate? All sense karmis will appreciate the our life. So when Bhishma was leaving his body, big sages were coming to see how great he is. Even in such a great difficulties, he was lying on the bed of arrows. He's not scolding Krishna. Oh Krishna, why you are kept me in this situation? But he is glorifying Krishna. So he was remembering Parthasarthi. At the time of death, what we remember is our most favorite form of Krishna or anything. So when we are in sick, in bedridden, what we remember, where do we take shelter? What we remember matters a lot. So remembrance, depending on mercy of Krishna and Shravanam. Today we will discuss about meditation. What is meditation? Meditation means to engage the mind in thinking of the form of the Lord, the qualities of the Lord, the activities of the Lord, and service of the Lord. Name, form, pastimes, and qualities. We should always, we should hear the holy name, and we should meditate on thinking of the form, especially form of the Lord. We should meditate how Krishna's body is like, Kaustubha Vani, then how the form of the Lord, we have to meditate on that, the limbs of the Lord, how the eyes of the Lord are, how ears of the Lord are. Makara Kundala, Makara Kundala. This, the earrings are made of Pandurangas, and the earrings are made of Tulsi Har, Har. Garlands are made of Tulsi leaves, Kaustubha Mani. So we have to remember the form of the Radha Vrindavan Chandra. How he is smiling is, how he is bending, how his lotus feet. And those who do deity worship, they can easily touch also that form. That form will become even more thicker in remembrance, in meditating. The qualities of the Lord. Even Putana, kind of Rakshasi, was being delivered. भगवान कोई तुमको मर्डर करने के लिए आ रहा है और आप उसको माँ की पोजीशन देगा, ऐसा कोई है दुनिया में? कोई ऐसा कोई कंपैशनेट, इससे ज्यादा कंपैशनेट कोई है इस सृष्टि में? कोई तुमको मारने के लिए आ रहा है, somebody is trying to kill you and you are giving the position of mother. Such a quality of Lord. So activities of the Lord and service of the Lord. What all activities of the Lord? how he was anxious to protect Draupadi, Pandavas. When Pandavas are in forest, Lord was anxious, and how in Kurukshetra war, how he was anxious to protect Arjuna. Activities of the Lord are very always trying to protect his devotees. And the service of the Lord. Meditation does not mean anything impersonal, void, impersonal or void. That is nonsense. Nothing void. There is void inside your mind, Prabhupada is to tell. Those who consider Lord as impersonal, they don't want to serve Krishna. They don't want to, they want to land up in Brahma Jyoti, Sat, Chit, Ananda. But Chit potency and Ananda potency is less. There is a, when more only Chitta, Sat is there. Sat is there, then eternity is there, but knowledge, complete knowledge and complete Ananda is not there. Impersonal or void. Devotee who wants to Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. That is not our goal of life. Even in all difficulties, we should remember Krishna. Should meditate. According to Vedic literature, meditation is always on the form of Vishnu. So, when we are, every moment we are meditating. Every moment we are meditating. What we meditate matters a lot. While we are chanting also, we meditate. If we are not hearing, we are thinking. When we, in chanting also, we get sleep because we are meditating on some other thing and we get sleep. Because we have disconnected with holy name. Or when we are hearing, we sleep because we are not connected. We are not hearing. Then what will happen? Sleep will come. When there is a connection, there is no sleep. So, form of Lord is very, very important. Those who are sinful cannot get the form of that form of the Lord in the mind. So we'll see what is Srila Prabhupada tells about meditation in different Narasimha Purana and other Puranas. Can somebody read this, yellow? Meditation on different form of the Lord, activities of the Lord, service of the Lord. Meditation should be on these three things. You should remember what meditation is. Meditation on form, qualities, and activities and service. Four things. Four things we should remember. Meditation on form, qualities, activities, and service of the Lord. So, meditation on the form of the Lord. In Narasimha Purana, there is a quotation. Can somebody read this, yellow? Meditation on form of the Lord.
Himanshu Prabhu, can you please read?
Yes, Roj. In the Narasimha Purana, there is a statement about meditation on the form of the Lord. It is said there, meditation focusing on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been accepted as transcendental and beyond the experience of material pain and pleasure. By such meditation, even one who is grossly miscreants can be delivered from the sinful reaction of his life.
If we feel I am the most, sinful, then what we have to do? We feel like, placing our, our head on the lotus feet of the Lord. And we constantly pray for the lotus feet of the Lord. That is called the meditation on somebody who cannot remember the lotus feet of the Lord. They are proud about their position. If a sadhu is there, if we are not touching his feet, why he doesn't want to touch his feet? Will you touch the feet of your boss, company boss? You cannot. Why? He's more sinful than me. Huh? He's not even devotee. How we can touch? But why non-devotees does not touch Krishna's lotus feet?
Out of false ego, Prabhuji.
They think that no, I am more greater than Krishna. I am not depending on Krishna. So that false ego will not make us remembrance of lotus feet of Krishna. So if how fallen he may be, but if he is catching the lotus feet of the Lord and crying for the mercy of the Lord, Lord will surely protect. Surely protects. So that is why meditation, somebody in India, many people gets the meditation of Krishna. But if they get sadhu sangha, it will be very auspicious in their life. Okay, in Vishnu Dharma, the qualities of the meditation. Can somebody read?
In Vishnu Dharma, there is a statement about meditation on the transcendental qualities of the Lord. It is said, persons who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness and who remember the transcendental qualities of the Lord become free from all reactions to sinful activities. And after being so cleaned, they become fit to enter into the kingdom of the God.
So, how to enter into the God, enter into the kingdom of God for service? You know? So here they are remembering the transcendental qualities of the Lord. So transcendental qualities means generally people, they're non-Krishna conscious people, non-devotees, they always meditate on themselves. They remember their own qualities. See how I'm merciful, how I'm, they once His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was telling, humility means to think less about oneself. है ना? थोड़ा सा हम समझना है, I am not so great. I don't have so many good qualities. The qualities of Krishna is unlimited. So Ananta says there are millions of mouths is glorifying Krishna, and there is no end to the qualities of Krishna. Unlimited qualities of Krishna. So how nice person the Krishna must be. How merciful, what qualities. So by hearing how Krishna delivered Putana, even Sukadeva Goswami, who are monist, will turn up. In other words, no one can enter into the kingdom of God without being freed from sinful reactions. Sinful reactions means he thinks about oneself. But that is a sin. We should remember how great Krishna is. If he thinks about himself great, then he engages, he is always remembering his own actions, his own qualities. One can avoid sinful reactions simply by remembering the Lord's form, qualities, pastimes. Somebody is appreciating Krishna means he is feeling lower himself, submitting Krishna himself as an unqualified person. Oh Krishna, please be merciful unto me. I am the most rascal. Amar jivana sada papirata nahi kupunyera lesha. When we bend ourselves, then we can see the qualities of Krishna on top. And when we think Krishna on one level and we are on one level, equal level, then there is no appreciation so much. So in Padma Purana, can somebody read? Activities of the Lord. Meditation on activities of the Lord. Padma Purana.
Prabhuji, continue, Himanshu.
Yes, Rohit. In the Padma Puran, there is a statement about remembering the activities of the Lord. A person who is always engaged in meditation on the sweet pastimes and wonderful activities of the Lord surely becomes freed from all material contaminations.
So all material contamination, all these name, form, pastimes, and qualities, by just if you touch a fire, you will become hot. If you touch ice, you will become cold. Because ice is cold, you will also become cold. If you touch a fire, fire is hot, so we will also become hot. Similarly, when we remember Krishna, we will also get that good qualities. You know? So Krishna is pure. So we will also become pure. By remembering Krishna, we will also become pure. If our activities also will become pure. If we remember form of Krishna, then form of a woman or you cannot appreciate so much, or any other forms, materialistic forms. But if you, same time, the activities of the Lord, qualities of the Lord you are appreciating, you cannot appreciate materialistic people's qualities so much, and actions of the Lord. So by all these things will make us pure. To make us pure, how to become pure? By remembering name, form, pastimes, and qualities of Krishna. This is how we have to become Krishna conscious. And whole Bhagavad Gita tells, you are drinking the water, then you have to think that this is a taste of Krishna. Even Prabhupada tells, even if you are drinking wine, Prabhupada is to tell to non-devotees. When you are drinking wine also, that you should think that taste is Krishna. Everything is coming from Krishna. So we should remember Krishna. That is called meditation. Meditation sometimes happen by closing eyes, while opening eyes also. Okay. What are the proofs? We need to have proofs. But like after meditating, or no, what no, what all thing like a meditation. By doing meditation, what which all devotees got purified and how they got benefited, we can see. There is one Brahmana in South India. It is mentioned in Brahma Vaivarta Purana. It is very, very important. So there is a Brahmana in Pratishtanapura in South India. You know, and beside Godavari River, he was living, and who was not very well to do, but who was nevertheless satisfied in himself. You know, if a devotee is not given opulences, material opulences, then what he should think? So this Brahmana was not very rich and he was very poor. But you know what he was thinking, because my past karma may be bad, so now I am not getting material opulences. And for that he is not crying. The poor people always remain, non-devotees, they always cry for opulences. I want money, I want money, I want money, which Krishna did not give. If Krishna gives, that means because of past karma is good, so they are getting. Past karma is bad, they don't get good opulences. Should not cry for that. But always they want to become rich, non-devotees. But this Brahmana was satisfied in himself. Satisfaction is a sign of goodness. Okay, Krishna has given me this much materialistic things. Materially, one should be satisfied. Spiritually, one should not be satisfied. One should always hanker for spiritual things. If somebody is satisfied with material, he is in Sattva-guna. He is not hankering. So this Brahmana was satisfied in himself, thinking that it was because of his past misdeeds and the desire of Krishna that he did not get sufficient money and opulence. No? Do you see some people like that? Vaishnavas who are not very upland but satisfied. Can anybody tell some examples?
Gaura Kishore Das Babaji.
Avanti Brahman.
Huh?
Avanti Brahman.
Who?
Avanti Brahman.
Avanti Brahman. Okay. Yes. In our practical life also we can tell.
Prabhupada also, Prabhuji, at some point.
Prabhupada. He was, when he was, pharmaceutical company was being burnt, he was laughing. Prabhupada is a transcendental devotee. So I was just reading, I was once reading BTC magazine. In Bombay, one Grihastha devotee had 2 rooms. One room, half room was filled with big Jagannath deities. And every day he was offering chappan bhog for Lord Jagannath. So poor person. So how he was, every day he used to beg for Jagannath, and whatever Mahaprasad they cooked, they used to distribute also. Whoever has given some donation. And they were living very happy life. I saw once Loknath Maharaj's disciple, one Mataji, when we were working, that Mataji is always smiling. They had only 2 rooms, 5 people were there in that room. 5 people in 2 rooms. And she was cooking for prasadam for us. And we were so astonished how she can be so peaceful, happy, not aspiring for money and all this. So Loknath Maharaj personally came and installed Jagannath Baldev Subhadra in their house. So we have to see such people who are not greedy, who are always satisfied with materially. This Brahmana was satisfied in himself, thinking that it was because of positive messages. That's why. So he was not at all sorry for his poor material position. क्यों मेरे को भगवान ने दिया नहीं, शायद भगवान. So some people blame Krishna also. Who blames Krishna are not devotees. So he was not sorry for his poor material position, and he used to live very peacefully. Now you see what happens. He was very open-hearted, and sometimes he went to hear some lectures. See, he's going for sadhu sangha, for hearing Krishna Gatha, delivered by great realized souls. At one such meeting, while he was very faithfully hearing about Vaishnava activities, he was informed that these activities can be performed even by meditation. एक लेक्चर में सुना था कि भगवान का सेवा हम मेडिटेशन में भी कर सकते हैं. In other words, if a person is unable to actually perform Vaishnava activities physically, he can meditate upon the Vaishnava quality, Vaishnava activities, and thereby acquire all of the same results. So he heard that by hearing, he got a faith that, oh, I can do Vaishnava activities, we can do even in the mind also. So he had complete faith. So you remember that past time also, one thief was listening, one saint's, story, pastime of the Lord. Then after that, he catches that Brahmana. Hey, where are those 2 boys? Hey, this is a story only. So he said, no, you are telling lies. I want that 2 boys. So after that, if I can loot them, then entire my life will be opulent life. So that because he was hearing with faith, so he got association of Krishna. Similarly, this Brahmana was also hearing, but if a person is hearing without any faith, Shraddha नहीं, ये तो बहुत बार सुना है past time, कितने बार बोलते हैं, you know. But if that taste is not there, then you cannot hear that. See, about you, somebody is telling, so, Prabhuji, how many times you are, Prabhuji, you are a topper in your 10th standard. How many times they will tell, you will be very happy. Na? Somebody glorifies same quality for many times, we feel very happy. But when we hear same pastime of Krishna, same, then we feel bored also. But actually pure devotees will not feel bored. So he was hearing about that Vaishnava activities, if we are unable to perform physically, you can meditate upon Vaishnava quality activities and acquire same results. And if you see deity form, the form of the Lord is one of the deity is also like a form in the mind. We can worship in a form in the mind also. That is also deity worship. You can just close your eyes and do arti. Your Dhoop, Deep. That also will be a Mangala Arti. If you are in such a situation where we are in train or anything, you just close our eyes and imagine we are worshipping. So subtly. That also gives the same result. So this Brahmana heard that while meditation also we can do something. So what he did, the Brahmana was not very well to do financially. He decided that he would simply meditate on grand, royal devotional activities, and he began his business. This business does. So what he did, he wanted to serve Krishna in meditation. So he took bath in Godavari, and he sat and sit and posture for meditating of the Lord. And he was doing pranayama. Pranayama is usually breathing exercises to control mind. We have to, before sitting for chanting also, we should do something properly, and we should sit on erect. We should do some exercises, whatever is needed, then should properly sit. So this Brahmana also did pranayama, and so this breathing exercises are meant to mechanically fix the mind upon the particular subject. If we are feeling so sleepy in the class or in the chanting, so what we should do? Take deep breath and don't exhale. Immediately you will not feel sleep. If you don't take breathing, how you will sleep? In chanting, if you feel so dozy, then should stop breathing. Take inhale and don't exhale. Automatically sleep will not come. Or you can focus, mind will come onto the current position. This so to fix the mind. So that is a result of breathing exercises and also different sitting posture of yoga. If we sit straight, we cannot feel sleepy. We sit like this. The mind can be how the mind is working by we can see the posture of the body. We can tell how his mind is functioning. If somebody is dozing, means what? He's dreaming. He's dreaming, not focusing on current activity. So we have to meditate on something. If we are not hearing properly, we will fall asleep. So if this Brahmana also sit in nice posture and did all these things, and then what he did? Upon remembrance, he was remembering the Lord. So the Brahmana was doing this. So after that, what he did? He fixed the form of the Lord in his mind. He went inside, he went in transcendence. Transcendence means what? Currently, what is happening in this situation? We forget. And we go into the transcendence. Transcend means we have to transcend the current situation. We have to be fixed on spiritual. form of the Lord, and no other thing should be disturbed. So he went inside the trance, fixed the form of the Lord, imagined the meditations that he was dressing the Lord very nicely in a costly clothing and with ornaments, with helmets, other paraphernalia. आप ड्रीम में भगवान को कौन सा फ्लावर ऑफर नहीं कर सकते? मल्लिका, चंपा, चंपकलता, naga. So many flowers we can offer in the mind. Huh? Can you make garland and offer in the mind? Can. We can do abhishekam for the Lord. Panchamrit abhishek we can do. We can offer bhoga for the Lord. Yes, whatever we want. So he first dressed the Lord, then he offered his respectful obeisances by bowing down before the Lord. After finishing dressing, he began to imagine that he was cleaning the temple very nicely. After everything is done, he came out and cleaning nicely. After cleansing the temple, he imagined that he had many water jugs made of gold and silver. हाँ? गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर का डायमंड से भी डेकोरेट कर सकते कृष्ण को माइंड में. So he was having a gold and silver mugs, and he took all those jugs to the river and filled them with holy water. What holy water? You see, not only did he collect water from Godavari, but he collected from the Ganges, Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada, Kaveri. He collected water from all the rivers. Generally, a Vaishnava, while worshipping the Lord, collects water from all these rivers by mantra chanting. No? Now, Kumbh Mela, they go for taking bath because holy river. The waters are very pure. By just taking a dip, our mind will be focused on Krishna. So, for Abhishek of the Lord and everything, he was taking different rivers, waters. This Brahmana, instead of chanting some mantra, imagined that he was physically securing water from all these rivers in a golden and silver water pots. Then he collected all kinds of paraphernalia for worship, flowers, fruits, incense, and sandalwood pulp. He collected everything to the place before the deity. And after these waters, flowers, and scented articles were then very nicely offered to the deities to their satisfaction. Offered arti and regular principles, he finished all these activities in correct worshipping method. So we can do all these things in the mind, when we are physically not able to do. So he was doing every day like that. One day what happened, after many, many years, he was doing like this, offering bhoga for the Lord, worshipping the Lord in the meditation. So one day he was making a sweet rice for the Lord. In the mind, he was preparing the sweet rice with a high quality rice and milk, and prepared for the deity. But he was not very satisfied with the offering because the sweet rice had been prepared recently and it was still very hot. So he wanted to test whether that preparation is sufficiently. Sweet rice should be offered with a cold, not very hot. Sweet rice will not be good taste. Sweet rice is very tasty when it is cold, when it is normal at least. So he was trying to test that sweet rice. He kept one finger in the sweet rice. Then immediately his finger got burnt. And he came out of the meditation, he saw the finger is really burnt. No? This did not happen immediately because he meditated for many years. His meditation is not just duplicate. He was really meditating. He was really serving the Lord in the meditation. No? So As soon as he touched the sweet rice pot with his finger, he immediately was burnt by the heat of the pot. In this way, meditation broke. Now he looked at his finger. He saw that it was burnt, and he was wondering in astonishment how this could happen, because he was simply meditating on touching hot sweet rice. He never thought that his finger would actually become burnt. So, these are not just stories. Really, this Brahmana was serving. So we should have faith. Without faith, if you hear, then it will not become Ado Shraddha. The devotees will not tell something concocted stories. Shastra will not tell some concocted stories. These are all real story, real happened history. So by seeing this Brahmana, Lord was trying to see what he is doing every day. Lord's attention. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is to tell, don't try to see Krishna. Serve Krishna in such a way that Krishna will keep his attention on us. So while he was serving in such a way that Lord want to show that Lakshmiji in Vaikuntha. Lord was laughing by seeing this instance. Oh, it was true. Even in a Brahman cobbler story we learn in Sankalpa, that cobbler was having faith on the Narada Muni, but how a Lord can insert elephant in the eye of a needle. But the Brahmana was not having faith. So that faith is very important. By just meditating, by meditation we can serve. Yes, we can serve. Or these pastimes are not concocted stories. These are all written in the scriptures, Shastras. So Narayana sends a vehicle for bringing him to Vaikuntha. Lord took him to Vaikuntha. So when the Brahmana was thus present before the Lord and Goddess of Fortune, Lord explained the whole story. See, even Lord is telling how he had faith, what kind of faith he had on me. Why, in meditation he was serving me. Brahmana was then fortunate enough to get eternal place in Vaikuntha in association of Lord and his Lakshmi. This is how we get association of the Supreme Lord. Whatever we are doing, we should do it with faithfully. Even in mind also we can do service properly. That also will be accepted. This shows how Lord is all pervading in spite of being locally situated in his abode. Although Lord was present in Vaikuntha, he was present also in heart of a Brahmana. So, thus, we can understand that things offered by devotees, even in the meditation, are accepted by the Lord, and they help one achieve the desired result. Lord will not forget, even if we offer something in the mind. So, meditation means activities, not just, we can meditate on form of the Lord, activities of the Lord, qualities of the Lord, pastimes of the Lord. While once Rupa Goswami was meditating on the pastimes of Krishna, and Ashtavakra Muni was traveling in that, he was walking in that path, and Rupa Goswami suddenly laughed. He thought, Ashtavakra Muni thought, my Rupa Goswami is laughing at me. So he thought that Rupa Goswami is seeing my external bodily future, and he got affected. But actually, then he realized that Rupa Goswami was, he was in meditation of Krishna's pastime, Radha and Krishna's pastime. You saw that Radharani was plucking the leaves by holding one branch, and Krishna was pulling that branch down. And when Krishna removed that, Radharani was hanging in the air. So Rupa Goswami was laughing by seeing that. But Ashtavakramani thought Rupa Goswami was laughing at his body. Similarly, we cannot Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra Vijnana Bhujaya. We cannot understand Vaishnavas by externally because they are transcendental. Even when Shivaji was meditating on Lord, Daksha offended. Why he was not respecting me? He's my son-in-law. But Shivaji was in trance and was in meditation of the Supreme Lord. He was not aware of externally what is happening. So meditation is very deep actually. Okay. So we heard how the form of the Lord, yogis meditate on, like Dhruv Maharaj was meditating on the form of the Lord within. And the same Lord within the mind came out externally also. These are not imaginary. Whatever dreams of Krishna, meditations of Krishna are not imaginary, it is practical. Okay. Of pure devotees, not of semi-devotees. Semi-devotees ko bhi ho sakta hai, but pure devotees are 100% guarantee. Okay. So meditation. Now we go for 11th chapter. We discuss about different. In 10th chapter we discussed Shravanam, remembrance, then expecting mercy of the Lord, and meditation. 4 qualities. Out of 64, 4 qualities are mentioned in 10th chapter. In 11th chapter we see servitorship, dasya, sakya, atma samarpan, offering a favorite article, performing all endeavors for Krishna, being a surrendered soul, serving trees such as Tulsi. These 7 qualities, 6 out of 64, 7 qualities we will see in the 11th chapter. Dasya, servitorship. There are 2 kinds of servitorships. Dasya, there are 2 types. One is of somebody performing activity, fruity workers, they may be doing materialistic work, but they want to give the result to Krishna. That is a karmis servitorship. But according to Vaishnava Acharyas, this is not considered a servitorship. Servitorship means constant engagement in some kind of service to the Lord. Constantly, one who is serving, that is called servitorship. So we should have a knowledge what is the service, what is not service. We should be very clear. That's why we should read the scriptures very nicely about acharyas. When we refer to acharyas, whether this is Krishna conscious or not Krishna conscious, looks like Krishna conscious, but not Krishna conscious. So we have to refer what kind of giving fruits, results of the work to Krishna is not a servitorship, not much. But Prabhupada appreciates that also, giving fruit at least. But it is not a pure devotional service. Pure devotional service means servitor means servant means he should be consistently, for the pleasure of master, he should be consistently engaged in that service. That is called servitorship. Okay, can somebody read this?
Karuna Brajesh Prabhuji, can you read?
In the Skanda Puran, it is said that those who are attached to ritualistic activities, the four orders of the social life and four orders of the spiritual life are considered devotees. But when devotees are actually engaged in offering service to the Lord directly, these must be Bhagavatas or pure devotees.
So here, no, who are attached to the ritualistic activities, but their mind is not attached, just mechanically doing things. You know? So, but when devotees are actually engaged in offering service to the Lord directly, these are called pure devotees. Their mind, body, mind, and words, all three are engaged in service of the Lord. Like sannyasis are called sannyasi. Why we respect sannyasi? Body, mind, and words completely dedicated to Krishna, with mind also. So this service, like Hanuman was, you see in Hanuman how he sits in front of, he is not sitting on equal platform. Servant cannot sit on the with equal level of the master, and he always sits on to the lotus feet of Lord Ram. And you see the posture, he will not sit hasan, simple sukhasan. He is always in the posture of ready for service. He is a personality for the service. Hanuman. And how dasya, do you remember sometimes the pure devotees, how they express their dasya? Any pastimes you all remember? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Sanatana Goswami out of, what is the devotee? Acharya, the devotees outside of the house. One Sanatana Goswami was in the
Chandrasekhar Acharya.
Chandrasekhar Acharya. There, one Sanatana Goswami was in the Muslim dress, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said there is a Vaishnava outside. He went out, he saw there is no Vaishnava here. Is there anyone there? He said, there is one fakir. One Muslim is there. No, you call him, he is that person. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came out and he embraced him, because that relationship is not of this life only. Lord can identify his pure devotees in any form of the body. Whether they can bath or not bath, that will not. That servant is not of this, we serve our parents, we serve our company masters for temporary. But spirituality means serving for eternally. Guru is not material master. If we serve Guru for only limited period, only in this life, that is material relationship. We should serve Guru eternally. We cannot change our Guru. No, we have to serve him eternally. Whatever is, that is called spiritual relationship. Not just servant means 1-2 years they may serve and go away. They are not servant. Lord Hanuman, first time when he saw Lord Ram, he asked, "Who are you?" He said, Lord Ram said, "You didn't remember me?" So immediately Hanuman realized that he is my eternal master. I am not until we meet that master, we will not be satisfied in our life. We may be serving so many company masters. We will not feel satisfaction until we serve pure devotee. That is called dasya. Dasya means not just serving for few years, few lifetimes. No, eternal relationship. You know? So Bhagavata, these pure devotees, actually they with mind, body, mind, and words, they serve the Lord and his devotees. That is called Dasras. But those who are engaged in fruitive activities, they want the result. They want to enjoy that result. That is not service. Prescribed duties according to the four social order. There's Varnashrama is not the pure people. They want to do that. They like to do management. They are doing management because Kshatriya, Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra. But pure devotees, whatever Krishna wants, they will become. Like Vritrasur, he was serving the Lord in the form of a demon. So that doesn't matter for a devotee, whether Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The devotee can serve the Lord in any way. Narayana parasarve na kutaschana vidyati. Swarga, Narka, so the Swarga or Narka doesn't matter. Whatever, wherever Krishna, wherever Guru sends. Prabhupada did not go to America because his desire was that. No, that was not his desire. Because his Guru wants him to preach in English language, so he tried. He doesn't want the fruitive means what? Karmi means what? He want to be preaching something. Yeah, I like to. I am from Andhra, so I would like to preach in Andhra Pradesh. No, that is not a service. Like Radheshyam Prabhu is serving in Maharashtra, Pune. He is not a Maharashtrian because his Guru wants to preach in Maharashtra. He is preaching. So wherever Guru sends, we should go. That is called servitorship. So fruitive means what? I like to do that, so I will do that. That is not servitorship. So, but no, they may offer the result to the Lord, but like so I will tell one example. One person who was a stitching person, a cloth weaver, so he was selling the kurta with very less price. Sakama Karmi, Karma Yoga, we can remember that he wanted to sell the dhoti kurta in a very less price. So these are all not devotees. They may be giving less price, but okay. They may eventually become devotees. But fruits offering, even small portion also should not be for oneself. All fruits should be offered to Krishna. That is pure devotee. But giving 20%, 30%, nothing for all glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. That is pure devotee. So dasya means two types. That is this when have no such desire but acts spontaneously out of love for God. Such a person must be accepted as a pure devotee. Dasya. Conditioned souls who have come in contact with the material world are all more or less desirous of lording it over material nature. Conditioned soul is wanting to show how great he is, how to lord it over material nature. The system of Varnashrama and the prescribed duties under this system are so designed that conditioned soul may enjoy in material world according to the desire for sense gratification. Because he want to do that, so Lord will place him as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya, or Shudra. But a devotee, whatever Lord keeps, he will do service to the Lord according to the desire of the master. So somebody want to fulfill their own desires also. At the same time, they want to serve also. They are not pure devotees. This is not considered as a pure devotion. So varnashrama is not pure devotion. According to our qualities, Lord is engaged. For example, if somebody comes to serve you in your department, he likes to do book distribution. So you will engage him in book distribution. But your requirement is something different. Because he don't have taste in other things, he likes to do only book distribution. So he will be engaged in only book distribution. That is not pure devotion, servitorship. So varnashrama is not the, there are many activities which belong to devotional service in Krishna, but they are not under prescribed duties. So eventually they're getting purified, not pure devotees, varnashrama. Those devotees who are householders accept which have Vedic ritualistic performances as well as prescribed duties, because both are meant for satisfying Krishna. Householder devotees perform some Vedic ritualistic duties. They do so to satisfy Krishna. Any activity aiming at satisfying Supreme Personality of Godhead is called devotional service. Main thing is which pleases Krishna. I was hearing once Madhu Mangal likes to eat laddus so much. Because Krishna likes, he was eating more laddus. Not for his sense gratification, he was eating laddus. So Krishna, whatever Krishna likes, you see, when Krishna was going inside the forest with his boyfriends, Gopas, all their lunch boxes were what Krishna likes. They were bringing those items, not what they like. And everybody was not honoring Prasada. Everybody was feeding Krishna. That is spiritual world. So whatever, anything which satisfies Krishna is called devotional service. Those who are neophytes, Rupa Goswami tells, who are neophytes, who have developed a little love, are not interested in activities of sense gratification in proportion to their devotion. How much pure they are, how much they are away from sense gratification. That matters a lot. Neophytes, little bit sense gratification, and at least some sense gratification will be there. That's why they are neophyte. They will not do what they like, what Lord likes. They like to do what they like. But if there is still some attraction for sense gratification activities, then the result of such activities should be offered to Krishna. This is also called engagement in service of the Lord, with the Lord as the master and worker as a servant. At least we should offer. There are levels of services. We cannot, not everybody will fit in pure devotional service, but spiritual master will engage everybody in such a way that they will eventually become devotees. Okay. Can somebody read this?
In Naradiya Purana, there is a statement of how this servitorship is transcendental. It is said there that a person who is constantly engaged in devotional service by his body, mind, words, or even a person who is not practically engaged but is simply desiring to be so, is considered to be liberated.
At least even if you
Consider-
know, I want to become like that, that is also very desirable thing. Even if you simply desire to be so, is considered liberated. To think not to enjoy is also a good thing. So this is about Sakyaras. So giving fruits for the Lord, but activity what I like, I am doing, but I am giving fruit to the Krishna. And second thing is about serving Krishna with, completely dedicated, constantly engaged in the service of the Lord, what Krishna likes, what Guru likes. Okay, any doubts?
Roji, one small doubt. In the previous chapter, you were mentioning about the activities. In the activities, it said that a person who is always engaged in the meditation on sweet pastimes and wonderful activities of the Lord surely becomes free from all the material contamination.
Yes.
But, so what actually we can understand, Roji, that material contamination?
Material contamination, we are actually not engaged in Krishna's service. We are engaged in our own activities.
So anything that is other than Krishna's or maybe devotional service are considered as material contamination. Huh?
Uh,
Okay.
so if you want to, whatever you desire, you will get achievement of that only. So if you want to serve Krishna 24/7, you will go to Vaikuntha or Golok Vrindavan. But you cannot serve here, we will get so many impediments.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes.
whatever we have desire, that desire will be fulfilled. This whatever anything which is not connected with Krishna is contamination.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other doubts? Okay. So try to, we can go deeper on the examples and everything. These qualities are very important to remember. Okay. So we'll 8:15. We'll end here now. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you, brother. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Ki Jai.
Jai.
Bye.
Jai.